You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, which is presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Nature doesn't always happen during normal business hours,
which I found out firsthand in my most recent outing with DNRec. We're here at Pickering Beach, and I'm here with Jordy with Delaware Division of Fish and Wildlife. Thank you for having us out tonight.
Pleasure to have you.
This is probably the latest shoot I've ever done with Outdoors Delmarva.
Okay, understandably so.
Explain why we're here late tonight.
Well, so this time of year, we're in the middle of horseshoe crab spawning season. The Delaware Bay has the largest population of horseshoe crabs in the entire world. Pickering Beach is year in, year out. For the last 25 years, it's been one of our highest spawning density beaches.
And now, Jordy, why are these surveys done year after year?
Well, really, I think the most value to this survey is it's a huge education outreach component. Folks like yourself come out, can get their hands on crabs, can learn about spawning behavior in the horseshoe crab population and the ecology of the animal, which is critical to Delaware Bay, especially this time of year, to migratory shorebirds that stop here, both short distance migrants, and we have some long distance migrant species that come from the tip of South America on their way up to Arctic to nest. And they're stopping here to refuel and heading on their way. The entire survey is conducted on 20 to 25 beaches on the New Jersey and the Delaware side every year, like I said, during May and June. We have a kilometer survey area. We randomly start at one end or the other, where our goal is to get 1 meter squared sampling of horseshoe crab spawning to estimate densities every 10 meters down the beach. So it gives us 100 samples for the kilometer.
And we were moving. We were moving up and down the beach, and they have like PVC squares.
Exactly. That's our meter square quadrat. So that's our sampling device. And like on a normal night, that thing will be filled sometimes 2 or 3 times over with the number of crabs on the beach. And then we have that many more, 3 or 4 meters wide up and down the beach.
So they're counting steps.
Essentially, we have 2 random starts, and then from there we can kind of leapfrog each other 20 meters a pop down the beach. So we're getting our one sample every 10 meters.
And then they're reading you off how many male, how many female.
That's exactly right.
And why is that important to get these numbers?
Well, so, maybe what's directly used in management now is the sex ratio. It's biased towards males because that's an artifact of spawning behavior. Males will troll up and down the beach waiting for a female to come up and lay her eggs over several lunar periods. Whereas a female, she'll spawn her total payload 80 to 100,000 eggs over the course of 3 to 5 days or nights in this case. And then they leave the beach and don't come back to the following.
Oh, wow. Now, what's the difference between male and female for those viewers that are watching home that may not know?
The easiest way to tell them apart is typically the females are much bigger than the males. You do get a little overlap in that carapace width, that shell width, between large males and small females. As you saw, most of the females we're counting during the survey are kind of buried in the sand.
The spawning happened this time of year?
Yep, it depends on the year. It's water temperature dependent. So when we start getting temps on the beach of about 59 degrees Fahrenheit, that typically indicates the onset of spawning. End of April, we had a really good spawn, like the last weekend in April this year, through May, typically through June. By July, it's wrapped up, but again, it depends on the weather patterns across the spring. Sometimes the water stays cold for a while, and some spawning will push into July. But year in, year out, we see our peak of spawning in the second lunar period in May and the first lunar period in June.
Now, Jason, a few days after we went out, the team from DNRec went out and they saw many horseshoe crabs spawning all over the beach. You can check out our Facebook page for more of those pictures.
Yeah, and speaking of pictures, your viewer photos are coming up when Outdoors Delmarva returns.